Hi, Dr. Woeller for Autism Mastery Course. This presentation is on the organic acids test, identifying certain fungal markers, Clostridia, as well as mold toxins. So this is a sample here of a 5-year-old male autistic individual organic acid test that shows a tremendous amount of toxicity happening originating really within the digestive system. The first section to look at here is the yeast and fungal markers that identify invasive candida, which is marker number 7. Sometimes you'll also see tartaric elevated as well at the same time as arabinose. The chemical reactions that occur within the gut are very similar that produce both of those compounds. We also have elevated markers here of number 2 and number 4, which are quite high. These are markers that indicate toxins coming from certain molds such as Aspergillus and Penicillium, which can be acquired through food, but could also be acquired environmentally too, a mold in the house or a classroom, etc. This other marker, number 9, tricarboxylic, is a fungus that's often found on corn products. Now, there's a couple other things going on in this test as well. Number 16, HPHPA, is linked to Clostridia bacteria. So that's a real problem because the toxins from Clostridia are toxic to the brain and nervous system. And then we have a number of other markers under the bacterial section as well that indicate dysbiosis in the digestive system. So with this particular child, we've got mold toxin, invasive candida and candida toxins, as well as Clostridia toxins. Now, again, when it comes to the arabinose and tartaric, the chemical reaction that occurs is occurring within the digestive system as the body is reacting to the candida, as well as the candida producing different types of enzymes that help to break down the lining of the gut. So arabinose and tartaric indicate invasive candida. The tricarboxylic, again, most commonly comes from a fungus that is found in corn and corn products, so many times modifying the diet and either taking out corn or corn products or at least reducing the amount that's eaten can help. And then we've got these other mold toxins, number 2 and number 4. Number 2 is 5-hydroxymethyl-2-fluoroic, and number 4 is furan 2,5-D-carboxylic. These levels, by the way, are really high. So it could be coming from a food source. Fruits, cheeses, grains are commonly many times moldy if they've been sitting around for a long time, but again, it could be environmental mold as well. Corn is a source of mold. In fact, corn is a source of Aspergillus mold, which can produce those compounds. But also home mold or mold in other buildings, for example, that people are exposed to can also be a real problem. So sometimes in identifying mold, it is advisable to also have the home inspected for mold damage. Now, there are different substances that get produced by mold that are called mycotoxins. And these toxic substances can be quite toxic. In fact, they can affect the mitochondria. So in some individuals, mitochondrial dysfunction can be linked to mold toxicity. These mold toxins, called mycotoxins, can generate free radicals that deplete glutathione. We know in autism that glutathione is often deficient. Glutathione is a very important antioxidant at the cellular level. It can suppress the immune system, and it can also fragment different cells within the immune system, leading to either immune deficiency or immune dysfunction. Great Plains Laboratory has a test called the mycotox profile. And this identifies for various toxins that are acquired through the environment as well as food. For example, this toxin here called aflatoxin M1 is a mycotoxin coming from different food sources linked to Aspergillus. So that could also explain the elevated markers on the organic acid test linked to mold. This ochratoxin A is immunotoxic, which means it's toxic to the immune system. It also could be carcinogenic and toxic to the kidneys as well. It is produced from molds, again, linked to Aspergillus and Penicillium. So the organic acid test is an important test to identify for different types of toxins that are being generated from the digestive system, including mold, but also invasive Candida and Clostridia bacteria. The mycotoxin test is important to do when those mold toxins are high on the organic acid test to identify for the toxic nature of these specific types of mycotoxins. Now, let me do a quick overview of the Autism Mastery Course. In the Autism Mastery Course, we spend a lot of time going through the organic acids test, as well as other types of tests, including environmental chemical toxicity, heavy metal toxicity, food sensitivity profiles, etc. In the Autism Mastery Course, too, there's an abundance of different prepared documents, what we call support documents for your practice. And these are what are called brandable documents, which means you can add your name, practice name, logo to it, etc. Use it as a handout. And we also have other informative documents too that support concepts within the course. As part of course material for the Autism Mastery course, there's a copy of my Methyl B12 for Autism ebook that supports the discussions on methylation. There is ongoing access to me through scheduled question and answer sessions. Many of these question and answer sessions will also do what are called breakout lectures, case reviews, and lab interpretations as well. All of these lectures are recorded and available for later viewing, along with the core lectures that are given as well through the course. There's also a website forum, so individuals who are taking the course can have access to me for ongoing Q&A, even on a daily basis if you choose, through that forum. And then you also get to share and access to other attendees' questions and then my responses to those questions. There's a certificate of completion that goes along with successful completion of the course. There's over 25 hours of core lecture material, or I should say course lecture material in this course. And there are course exams as well that help to complete the process. So one reason to take this course if you're a healthcare practitioner is really to cut down the amount of time that it takes to learn this type of material. I've been in practice for over 2 decades, and I infuse my 2 decades worth of experience into this course that's given to you over a few short months. And so it can take countless hours, if not months and years, to master this material that I bring to you in a very short period of time. Also, really cuts down on cost on travel, cost for seminars, etc. You also get immediate attention through the course forum, and you can do this right off your computer at your home or in your office. So the course is taught online. One of the other things too is learning how to quickly prioritize lab tests. Which ones are most important? Which ones do you do first? What are some follow-up tests that you want to look for? And then how to coordinate that information with the clinical presentation of the individual that you're working with. Also learning how to troubleshoot common clinical challenges that are seen in practice to improve your overall treatment effectiveness. And then you have access to an abundance of different types of practice support material. The other thing is being able to expand your influence in your community to really help this really seriously needed community of individuals who need help. There's just not enough qualified healthcare practitioners that really know how to take the biomedical approach to autism to a deep level. So it's incredibly rewarding and gratifying as a professional to do that, to be able to help a family help their child. And it's also an avenue for a new revenue stream for your practice too. Now, this course is also open to parents and other caregivers of a loved one with autism. The course material is designed for healthcare practitioners. However, the course is open for others who are not health professionals to take it as well. And again, if you're a parent, it's to eliminate months and potentially years of frustration trying to figure out some of this information and really become empowered in the process through education to help your child. Also, you get the same access to all the same material, the question and answers, the forum as well, so you can interact with me on a daily basis if you choose through the attendee forum. And then you also learn how to prioritize which lab tests are important to do, which can be held off till later, what do the different markers on the lab tests mean, how to organize that information. And then it's just as important for you to learn how to troubleshoot behavioral or other biomedical challenges, the same information that's given to doctors, because this helps you devise strategies to improve the outcome for your child. And then, of course, you're free to share this information with your personal doctor so that they can work with you on designing an overall health program. So this course is taught by me, Dr. Kurt Woeller. I have been an integrative and functional medicine physician for over 20 years. I've written a number of books. I do a tremendous amount of education. I speak not only throughout the United States, as well as internationally on biomedical intervention for autism and other topics related to integrative medicine. I do lab advising for BioHealth Laboratory, a high-end functional medicine company. And I do some clinical consulting as well as lecturing for Great Plains Laboratory. I am the co-founder of Integrative Medicine Academy, and I have been specializing in working with individuals with autism spectrum disorders, autoimmune problems, gastrointestinal issues, etc. for over 20 years. For more information about the Autism Mastery Course, you can go to autismmasterycourse.com. If you have any questions about this course, you can email to autismmasterycourse@gmail.com.